Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to Discussionverse and the road to 500 subscribers. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down everything I know about the upcoming Fantastic Four First Steps trailer, which drops tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. As this film nears its release date, which is later in July 2025, it is actually going to come out around the same time as the revamped DCU Superman film, so it's really shaping up to be an epic summer for all of us comic book fans. Though, before I get into that, this is your friendly reminder to always smash that like button, leave a comment, and then subscribe if you're new to the channel. From there, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that out of the way, let's get right into this. So first things first, it's actually kind of interesting because Good Morning America was actually the culprit in releasing that the Fantastic Four trailer was going to come out on Tuesday. While there were rumblings that the trailer was going to come out at some point, for the most part, everybody was thinking that it was going to come out on Super Bowl, naturally. Though per Forbes, Good Morning America actually released their upcoming schedule for Tuesday, which included the news that the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer was going to drop. As of today, we got official confirmation from Marvel Studios and pretty much the entire cast on their social media platforms. So it's for sure coming tomorrow at 7 a.m. How fitting that it's going to be dropping on February 4th, 4/4. I mean, it just all works. I'm pretty excited for this. Now, this version of Fantastic Four First Steps is actually taking a different approach rather than a modern take. They're going to set it in the 1960s on a retro futuristic Earth, and you gotta picture bright colors, sleek designs, and that old school sci-fi vibe, but with the full power of today's CGI behind it. It's a cool mix of nostalgia with a modern twist. Meanwhile, the plot is going to kick off with the Fantastic Four team encountering the Silver Surfer, who warns that Galactus, the devourer of worlds, is coming to this Earth, and don't worry, he's not a cloud this time. Now, let's talk about the cast, because this is where we get really interesting. We got some top-notch talent bringing these iconic characters to life. First up, as I'm sure you've heard, Pedro Pascal is going to portray Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. He's bringing his serious acting chops to this role, portraying the brilliant scientist who can stretch his body to insane lengths. And who could forget about Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman? Her character not only has invisibility powers, but can also generate force fields, so we're definitely going to see some epic battles. Then we've got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. You might recognize him from Stranger Things as Eddie Munson. From here, we then have Eben Moss Backrack, who is going to be portraying Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, and you might recognize him from FX's The Bear as Cousin Richie. As usual, Marvel never misses with the casting, but I truly believe that the four here that they have are some of the best casting I've seen for a team, especially let alone Fantastic Four. Now, let's talk villains. As I told you, Galactus is no longer going to be portrayed as a cloud. We're going to get a fully realized Galactus, and he is going to be portrayed by Ralph Ineson, whose voice is slowly becoming one of the most recognized voice in cinema, and you should recognize him from The Witch and Nosferatu. Though it's going to be pretty awesome seeing the iconic Galactus brought to life and fully realized on screen this time. I mean, he's a cosmic being and he's the devourer of worlds. We should not have gotten him as the Cloud in the past Fantastic Four movies, so I'm still mad about that, Fox, but alright, let's move on. And if this wasn't enough, we've got Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer, Galactus' herald. She's bringing the character's iconic sleek metallic look to life with motion capture. The visuals for this should be incredible, and before you guys get upset, do your research and realize that there are two versions of the Silver Surfer. I definitely don't think we're gonna see that this is a definitive version of the Silver Surfer, just a version of the character itself. We definitely have room to see Norrin Rad. It's also reported that we're gonna see an appearance of Mole Man and possibly other Fantastic Four villains as we get a montage of them fighting over the years to establish that they are recognized heroes in this alternate Earth in the 1960s. Though keep in mind, we also have Paul Walter Hauser in the cast, John Malkovich, and Natasha Lyonne and Sarah Niles. So there's a lot of characters that we do not know are coming into this. It's also worth mentioning that we're going to be seeing Herbie. Herbie is the humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics analog computer with artificial intelligence who was created by Mr. Fantastic and helps assist the Fantastic Four while they go on adventures, warns them of impending danger, and helps babysit their children when needed. Along with this, we all saw that crazy casting of Robert Downey Jr. as MCU's Dr. Doom, aka Victor Von Doom.
Will you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs?
Now, an even crazier rumor with all these Fantastic Four plot leaks supposedly is that Robert Downey Jr. himself is going to appear as Doctor Doom in a post-credits scene for the Fantastic Four First Steps. If so, that's going to be truly crazy, especially with all the initial plot details that we are getting so far. Though, here's where things get really interesting, as I do have some really great rumors and leaks from Reddit and reliable MCU sources such as My Time to Shine. Now, from these leaks, the movie is expected to have some really unexpected and unique turns. Early on in the movie, the Fantastic Four is seen explaining how they defeated the Mole Man to a group of kids. This sets the stage for a flashback that reveals just how they became heroes in this universe. Despite being celebrated as Earth's mightiest team, they are hiding a huge secret. They don't actually belong to this world. They're from the Sacred Timeline, the original timeline that we've seen in previous MCU films, and they were accidentally pulled into this universe during an experiment gone wrong. Here's the wild part. In the film, the Fantastic Four discovered a new dimension, possibly the Negative Zone, and got sucked into the multiverse where they were exposed to radiation and ended up with their powers. They spent years trying to find a way back to their home universe, but now they're in this parallel Earth and have become attached to the people. The movie is heavily about family, both the one they built in this universe and their desire to return home. The stakes get even higher when we learn that Galactus isn't just coming for this Earth, he's coming for the Sacred Timeline universe because he believes it holds the secret to his revival. Galactus needs the Fantastic Four to help him access this new universe, and he's going to use them as his ticket to travel there. From what I heard, the movie's third act will feature an epic showdown between Galactus and the Fantastic Four. Galactus is going to be enraged and start destroying this retro-futuristic Earth. And here's a wild bit of info. We're expecting the appearance of Franklin Richard, Reed and Sue's son, who may have powers of his own in this film. Now let's talk about cameos and variants, as the rumors suggest that we could see variants of other Marvel characters popping up in the film, but we don't know exactly who yet. And while it's still early, we're hearing that Galactus won't be defeated in this movie, he's just too powerful to be stopped that easily, so expect this to set the stage for future MCU stories. I also know that people want to see a council of Reeds, though I'm not really sure how that would go down, being that Deadpool and Wolverine showed the last of the Foxverse destroyed, along with Miles Teller's version of the 2015 Fantastic Four not being favorable. The MCU does not have a lot of variants to pull from. And while we're on that, it's important to remember the previous versions of the Fantastic Four that we have seen so far. The early 2000s Fantastic Four in 2005 and Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007 had a more lighthearted comic book tone, and while fun, they didn't fully capture the dark, more serious side of the team, let alone the villain and Doctor Doom. Meanwhile, in the 2015 version, this tried something more grittier, more grounded approach, and introduced a lot of body horror in order to illustrate how the team applied to their new powers. It was a promising direction and premise, but ultimately it fizzled out due to a poor execution overall, and especially with Doctor Doom in this film. Even though I will say that I like this version of Doctor Doom more than I liked the early 2000s version. Nonetheless, I really think that the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to blow all the previous Fantastic Four versions out of the water, as the MCU is preparing to bring the Fantastic Four back to the big screen in a big way, especially with its unique setting, an incredible cast, and cosmic stakes. This film could be exactly what us fans have been waiting for, though we are gonna have to wait and see till tomorrow when the trailer drops at 7 a.m. Until that time comes, this is the most information I have for what appears to be a game changer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And you guys can definitely expect me to drop a new video for that full trailer when it comes out tomorrow, so be on the lookout. Before I go, this is your friendly reminder once again to smash that like button, leave a comment, and then if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Peace!